Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are here to do a specific message for a specific group of people in the collective. So if you do feel drawn in any kind of way to the title, to the thumbnail, if this pops up randomly, then it could be for you. But of course, just take what resonates. It's meant for a very select, specific group of people. So if you feel confused or you just can't quite place the energy, then it may not be for you, and that's okay. So I'm going to, as usual, go over what I picked up on, what I channeled into prior to the reading, and then we will open the reading up more, we'll pull some more cards, and we will go from there. Okay, so when I first tapped into this energy, I was being shown the blue beings, or a group or a species of blue beings, and they were coming in really strongly. And as I was shown these blue beings, they were showing me an image of you as the viewer going through these activations right now, and it was almost like swirls of blue light and energy around you. And I was hearing the word activations. And then they showed me you kind of laying down, and I was hearing just be, just let go, just lay through it. And that was kind of the first part of the message. There's a lot of intensity to this message here, which makes sense. I am recording this or filming this right before the total lunar eclipse in Pisces. So it doesn't have to be that you find it now, but if you do find it during this time, there's a profound energy shift here. And so if you work with the blue beings, or if that means something specific to you, these very high vibrational blue beings could be coming through for this specific group of people. So how you would kind of know that this is for you as well is that you have been maybe feeling some kind of shift that you don't fully understand. There may be an intensity that you're feeling. It could be exhaustion. It could be even receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of intuitive insights. But even if you can't place it here, it's a highly intense time. And they showed me, I was hearing, awakening to things and parts of yourself and your life that you never even knew. And I was getting these chills when that message came through. So it feels like that's a profound, part of this message here. And lots of things were coming through, filling in the void spaces from where the energy was detached from. And it's almost like plucking or pulling out weeds. And then we have maybe parts that need something new to be planted there. So this could have been going on, a process of you releasing, cutting cords. All these things have been coming up a lot recently, but this even could be a very long wave of time. And however long you resonate with it, it's like something is being stirred up. And I kept hearing long forgotten or long ago, reconnecting to joy, hope, and love, and also reconnecting to the stars. So it feels like there's a lot of universal alignment here and connection. We have the universe, we have guidance here, we have this portal, which really feels like that's the message here with this, is this portal that we're kind of entering into. And they were showing things that are beginning to stir and move around again where there has been no movement. And this feels like a deeply introspective and intuitive message for a lot of you. So it's going to feel like an inner shift, most likely. It's going to feel like they're showing me like a GPS system. And it feels like Spirit is guiding this group of people to sit with the transformation that you're going through. So however you personally feel that, if it's meditation, if it's, they're showing like a windstorm that's activating. And as the wind cleanses you, as the wind comes in, it almost like pulls everything off of you or takes with it whatever doesn't align anymore with you. But the important part they keep wanting to say is to sit through this. So this could just be a couple of hours. It could be a couple of days. It could be a couple of weeks, however you personally resonate with it. But Spirit really wants this group of people to just be. And they were showing me the kind of analogy of like a car wash. Like as we're going through the middle of a car wash, we're not going to get out in the middle of it. That would be, all those things that are moving around. So we would get hurt, or it would be something that wouldn't really clean the car well, or it wouldn't be complete. The process wouldn't be complete. And so they kept showing this like in the middle of like this car wash kind of. And as we have to just lay there and sit with it and allow it to brush through us and to cleanse us and to activate us, with these light here too. And definitely for those of you who work with certain like higher dimensional beings, they're definitely coming through to support you right now and to activate you and cleanse you in ways that you may not even realize unless you're very intuitive and you're picking this up. So that seems to be the main thing here. And they were showing like being placed in like a sphere, or I was hearing a transportation portal to be taken through a deep surrender into new lands. And I was hearing spiritual landscapes. So this is quite a deep message here, definitely with the full moon in Pisces. It's probably why it's coming up this way. But I think that a lot of you are about to be transported sort of, or taken to what these new lands look like for you. And again, it feels like it's going to be something. For some of you, there's an anticipation for a new path that you are growing towards, or that you feel a motivation towards. So maybe you feel this undeniable pull into some certain path. And if that is specific for somebody, it does feel like it's coming from something long lost, is what they're saying, long forgotten within your soul. And so maybe it's one specific path, maybe it's something to do with your life purpose, maybe it has something to do with the certain call that you have with the stars that comes from like your higher self and your soul that you are going to start feeling very pulled to. But if it's not like one particular path, I kept hearing the words coming home to self, which I guess can go with that, but it could even just be a process of reconnecting to the core of yourself and coming home to yourself. And then from that point, you can reinvigorate this sense of like joy and love and passion for yourself, for life, for a lot of things that can be created from the empty spaces. So we're like filling in the void spaces with new inspirations and new energy. And before we kind of be in that, or can go into that space fully, there is this period of time of like a transportation portal that we have to be sort of transported there in a way, or aligned temporarily before we get there. So I was getting some very specific things for how you may know that this will resonate with you, but this does feel to be a collective shift as well. So it could resonate differently with different people, but this definitely feels like it is the lunar eclipse energy that's awakening and creating an opportunity to connect with self again. But I think that you could be feeling this energy within you of like the little things, maybe, or the little joys or the little pleasures, maybe being pulled to a feeling of more joy, within you. But we'll go deeper into the message here in a minute. But some specifics here. Also, they were saying you're no longer anchored, and they were showing a cycle that has completed, and now we're carving and we're branching into the new components of the next chapter in the next cycle. So it feels like you are no longer anchored down, and there's a feeling of maybe lightness within your body, or knowing that you are aligning to kind of a different reality for yourself. And in some ways you're aware that the choices are yours here, and the portal is open for you to align to this energy shift. And new paint on old doors was also coming through. Like we're painting new paint on doors that have been kind of cracked with the paint, or old wooden doors, and we're putting new paint on them. So it's definitely the same kind of feeling here. But some specifics that could resonate for how you may know that this is for you. These don't have to resonate, but they could be specific confirmations for somebody. I kept getting so many things about the stars. So maybe someone has been, connecting with the stars, maybe your star family, star seed energies, lots of things with the stars. Also, I was getting that you feel this energy of being ready for anything. Maybe this sense of like a curiosity about what's next, feeling open to have spirit guide you to what is that next thing for me. But it's almost like a surprise feeling, or an anticipation of being excited for it because you can feel it coming. You also can't quite place the energy, but yet you're feeling it. And they were kind of showing me the game of pin the tail on the donkey. So it's like maybe you feel a bit in the dark sometimes, or you feel like you're sort of blindfolded, but you're still trying to place like, what am I feeling, or where am I going, or something with this GPS system of like the heart, that I do feel like the universe is preparing you to really follow more of your internal guidance system right now. And that will then lead you, to where you're going. Also, this could be a pull on the solar plexus. So for someone, maybe you're feeling some kind of sensations around your solar plexus, digestive system, maybe a feeling of like the clairsentience is in that space, some sort of just feeling that you can't explain keeps coming through. I was hearing the name Chrissa, very specifically though, I don't know if it's Chryssa, or a name very similar with CHR for somebody. Also L names. I was also getting Leo energy. I was hearing a glimpse and a peek into your new life. So that could either be what this whole thing is kind of illuminating for you, or what you are soon to receive. It's like a peek or a glimpse. And it feels very like spiritual. It feels very intuitive. So I don't know how that's going to be for everyone. If you see this in like a dream, if you just see this in meditation, or again, it's like an inner knowing that like I can sense and glimpse that something to do with my new life is like right here, but maybe I don't know what it is, but you can feel something. But maybe some of you have had like a vision of this, or this current time in the next maybe few days or so is a really good time to meditate. Spirit keeps saying to sit with this, to absorb it, and to really go deep into the insights that you're receiving. Also, you could be having up and down emotions. So maybe it's like you're very emotional one minute, and then maybe you feel grounded the next, and there could be some waves, like a peak of emotional waves that you've been moving through most recently. They were also showing here a quiet mind, a deep relaxation, almost like somebody in one of those sensory deprivation tanks or something, of just let it all go and just deeply, deeply surrender. Something about a GPS system could be a sign for someone. Also, I think that's it here. They were showing like somebody pushing a start button. We're about to push the start button on something. And it's like it's going to be time to go now. Now we're going somewhere here. Also, you could have a growing disinterest in anything to do with the past, is what I was also hearing. And they were specifically saying a growing disinterest. So this could be gradually over every day, you kind of get less and less interested in something specific from the past, or just the old version of yourself. It feels like you're splitting off from that person that you once were, and anything to do with your likes or dislikes with that version. And that's also a sign that you are merging here into this new reality for yourself. You could be having chills. Maybe someone has chills as something came up here. And lastly, someone here, I was hearing God's power or God's authority. And they were kind of showing me like Bible verses. So that could be for somebody. Maybe that's a confirmation for you. Doesn't have to be, of course, but for someone. But it feels like you could resonate with maybe God is what you label the creator as, or you speak in that, and pray to God. But regardless, it feels like there's a higher power here for this group of people, the universe, God, that is very prominent right now in your life, that you can really feel a deepening of the connection, or this certain portal has opened to access and to communicate on a deeper level with Spirit, the universe, God here. So yeah, lots of stuff that we're coming through here. A long journey of searching that comes to an end. That's what this is. So let's go ahead and open up and see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to say for this. Okay, so I'm hearing that it's time. And maybe I'll put that in the title somewhere, because it feels like this is going to reach a group of people, and they're saying it's going to be highly personal to everyone what that sentence means to you, but that it's time. And again, it feels like a deeply confirming message for someone that's going to kind of almost really make sense to you right now or really click with you. So maybe you've asked yourself something recently and the answer is yes, you know that it's time. Or there's an inner knowing that you know it's time to go somewhere, to move forward somewhere. Or there's a knowing that it's time to step up somehow. You know that this portal is in front of you. And a lot of you are receiving quite a few signs right now in the form of maybe angel numbers, insects, birds. There's a movement, again, I keep being shown like a current of movement around you in the form of your reality starting to show that there's movement. So maybe there's just things that are happening here that are stirring and wiggling awake, and you can really see evidence of that. And they want someone to know that there's been a confirmation. This has been coming up a lot, but you have wiggled yourself away from or really set yourself loose. Yeah, the anchor. You're no longer anchored. They're almost showing like an anchor that has been submerged at the bottom of the ocean. And it's been kind of like slowly trying to be pulled up for a long time. And it finally got loose. And it's like everything is stirred up. All of the sediment at the bottom of the ocean is stirred up. And so this seems like a confirmation that you are officially loose or free from the anchor that had held you down. And that could be, of course, specific for everyone, but it almost feels more like an energy rather than like one particular thing. Your energy is no longer anchored to a specific timeline, but it's almost like you've been gradually loosening it every day so that you could be in the clear to jump through this portal. And now is the time where the anchor is loose completely. Something about ocean in general. I'm seeing seahorses as well. Something about the ocean. Maybe some of you are a water sign, or this is, obviously it is Pisces, the full moon here. So this could just be a very intuitive time, a time for a lot of downloads, psychic insights. And they want someone to know as well, they're showing like tires, air being put back in your tires. And I'm hearing you will have the answers you seek soon. You will have the answers on where you're going. And with this GPS system reference as well, there could be some clear, distinct answer that's coming in for someone that's going to give you the clear answer on where it is you're going. So that's also been coming up recently. So maybe, for example, some sort of offer comes in, or just a deep knowing that finally clicks for you of like, this is where I'm supposed to be, or this is the path I'm supposed to go, or this is what I've needed to understand about myself that's going to click things into place for me now. There's something about a clearance. And they're showing the vision being clear. Somebody's vision was blurry and now it's becoming clear. I'm hearing the focal point. Something is changing with your focal point, or the universe is about to show you a path that's going to switch everything for you to where your focal point is going to become very clear. So for example, any sort of like blurriness or fuzziness around various things about your future timeline are going to start becoming crystal clear because of either a sign that you're receiving, a decision that you're making internally, or direct offers or answers from your external environment that are going to pivot you into a clearer focal point. So it's like you know where you're going now, or you're about to really know, and it's like you're locking in that specific frequency and that specific path. And I am hearing on that same note, I'm hearing be open to alternative routes. So there could be certain things that will come in that are going to be quite different or shocking, or paths that you didn't expect. And this feels like, it actually says here, wild card. And I think that came up in a reading recently on Patreon. It was one of the pick a card readings, and I was hearing that wild card. So if you chose that group, you would probably remember that. But it's kind of how it feels right now in the collective, like we're almost given a wild card. Maybe there's unexpected offers and twists and turns that are coming in that we can't see right now, but it's a time to connect to the openness for that. And I think that this group of people who are going to resonate with this reading, you are open to that, or you're becoming more and more open to maybe just a feeling within you of like, I'm ready to experience joy again, or I'm ready to experience something higher now. And again, it felt like you were kind of anchored a little bit more before, but it's loosened to the effect now that there's an excitement and there's an anticipation for what is that wild card going to be. And for someone, I'm also being shown on a completely different note here, although it could kind of tie into this, but I'm being shown several maybe relationships or connections that the cord has been completely severed from, that also has been coming through, but they're almost showing it to be like a very thick cord that had still a few threads, even if it was just little pieces of threads that were remaining. And it feels like now it's been completely sawed down to nothing left that is attaching, not even little threads that are connecting it. And so it feels like that has almost created it's almost like cutting something that is behind you, and then you kind of take off a lot quicker because that weight is not behind you. And it does seem to be connected to relationships for a lot of you that maybe have been more so cords attached in the, like, etherically here, like something that you weren't really aware that was still some little tiny thread left of them, even if you have walked away from them. And for someone, I'm hearing that is the growing disinterest. You're having a growing disinterest about any person or situation connected from the past. And that, even just knowing that about yourself or coming to that realization, is what's pivoting the clearance into the opposite direction, or more of a clear vision of being ready to release that. And I'm hearing a soul graduation. So this has been like a part of your soul's graduation. And there's so many things coming up here. I do think that some of you also, again, it's like you're coming home to yourself. And I'm hearing fresh perspectives. You're having fresh perspectives on things. They're showing me somebody lacing up some new sneakers, and they're brand new. We have power and intention here. And also expect miracles is at the bottom. I'm hearing that again. You know it's time. So this is very serious looking here. It feels like there's a seriousness to several things. It could be it feels maybe from your spirit team is very serious about this, or they're giving you very clear, direct instructions if you tap in. But also it feels like, I don't know, it's like there's a powerful time to co-create here with the universe, but also you know in yourself that it's time for this movement, or there's a very sure kind of feeling about this. And I'm hearing the word dusty. Someone's name could be Dusty, maybe. Or also Desert Rose. Is there anything else here, Spirit? And I will get some extra confirmations at the end for how you would know this is for you. Yes, we have life is now. And here we have chapters. So it kind of looks in a way like that blood moon. I know it's not, but it feels like this is the light after the darkness. Yeah, life is now. I keep hearing for someone, I'm hearing the plans I have for you or something. I know that's also, I think, a Bible verse. So I don't know, take that if that resonates with you. But regardless of where it's coming from, it just feels like there's a plan that the universe has for you, that God has for somebody here, that is going to, is really such a beautiful, like, confirmation of some kind of higher plan that is now coming into reality. I'm hearing everything is cracking, everything is crumbling. There's so much coming through here. We also have this haunting at the bottom. Any sort of dark force or anything that has kept somebody's higher path from being in view, those interferences have crumbled, Spirit's saying. And they're actually showing this transportation sphere that we picked up on the beginning with the blue beings is actually taking somebody away from this interference and kind of like lifting your vibration as you are transported. I'm hearing things that are circling back around now that are available. Wow, we have free. So some of you may find that there's going to be a lot of things coming towards you, opportunities coming towards you, but also something about circling back around. And that's tying into that long forgotten or long lost. I don't know specifically what that is for everyone. It feels like it could be more of just on a soul level, but it could be something that you maybe wanted to do a long time ago, or you had hoped that something would pay off a long time ago or come back to you. We have ditch any shady business and focus on growth, stability, and the ability to leave your worries behind. Yeah, and I'm hearing that again, the growing disinterest. So that is connected to this here. But for someone, I am getting either you're becoming more solid in, like, let's say, because I'm getting something about business for somebody, like career path or business. But it doesn't have to be just that. It's like you're really going to be growing firm roots with that now in a way that is a lot more dedicated to that path. So it feels like there's a split in your focus to where all of your energy now is going towards what's productive for you and what is going to end up bringing in the most rewards for you. You could be seeing 333 or threes. Yes, we have seek hidden treasures of ancestral wisdom that help you to escape the past and shape your future. Yeah, it's a portal kind of with this treasure chest. And I think there's some guidance coming in for a lot of you who resonate with this. If you haven't yet, there's really a feeling of be very open right now. Most of you I feel like are, but if this is more so guidance for someone, it's almost like really be living in a place of anticipation every day for like what's around the corner or what can I expect, like really being in the moment, because it feels like that mindset or that vibration is really aligning you to these kind of happy things coming in or these little surprises or the treasures that are unfolding. So I think that if any of you still feel like maybe I'm still anchored to the past, even though you're not, this can be like a bit of a block here from coming from worry. Of course, no one can be in this place all the time, but it does feel like for the most part, there's some guidance here to open your heart. I'm hearing now is the time to open your heart. Now is the time to be free. Toast your worries away with fluffy dreams, warm inspirations, and gooey rewards that they bring. Yeah, so a lot of the same stuff here. Soar through realms of possibility for untapped potential, untethered freedom, and divine messages. So I'm just going to get one more. I think this is, there's a lot to say here, but I think it's the same message coming through. And they do want me to actually read this card and this one here at the end as well. Is there anything else you want to say, Spirit, for this group of people? And I can really feel the energy is very light. It's very much of a high vibration here. So whoever's going to resonate with this, you've been likely feeling really good recently. You've been feeling this kind of rising up effect, or you've been feeling happy. We have the spiritual warrior. Show that you are a wise leader and command the universe. Magical crystal cave. Switch on your inner light and bring forward your gifts. So I was actually hearing that before. I think I wrote it down. There was so much that came through. But what was once tucked away now comes out, turning things inside out. So it feels like for some this is, I'm hearing what you couldn't access before is becoming accessible, or what you couldn't see about yourself before is becoming known. So I think for some, it's like you're turning something inside out on a soul level to be seen outward as your true light. And that seems like a very deep kind of thing. So I don't know how it's going to look like for everyone, but it could be about moving more confidently with your presence, with your energy, with your gifts, with your light, and almost shifting into this like not having fear anymore, or turning that focus away from the fear of being seen or the fear of turning yourself inside out, and turning it more into the light expanding outward. So I do think that there could be things that you can access right now, deep pearls of wisdom and pearls of insight that maybe are not always accessible. And it feels like it's especially heightened right now. So if you were to like drop into this meditation or be still, maybe for someone, if you want to like lay down, since they were showing that, and connect with spirit, connect with whoever you connect with, you may receive a lot of very profound pearls of insight and wisdom that will be on a deeper level than any other normal day, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's also something here. But yeah, complete surrender, and allow for this internal guidance system to change the course of your life here and change the direction to lead you to new lands. But I definitely think that a lot of you need to just kind of surrender right now. Again, it doesn't even feel like a huge amount of time. It could even just be a few hours or something, or whenever you personally feel this activation happening for you with these blue beings. Even if it's not like actually laying down, it could just be taking it easy right now, or being a little extra aware of the insights you're receiving, even if you're going about your normal life, taking extra time to kind of tune in and to allow the process to happen, with the car wash reference as well. Okay, so I'm just going to see if there's any specific things I can channel here for how you would know that this reading is for you. I think most of you probably would know by now, but just to see if there's any extra. And then if you are interested, I'm going to read one or two of these cards here that they want me to read. So someone's name could be Angel or Angela. How would the viewers know that this reading is for them? Any clues or confirmations? How would they know? Someone here could have done something with fire recently, like a fire burning ritual, or you've lit a candle recently and set some sort of intention or burned something away. Yeah, you've definitely been sleeping a bit more, or you've been needing to sleep a little longer recently. For someone, it's like you feel, they're showing me somebody coming out of like a fridge or something, or out of a freezer. And again, there's a sense of, I want to move towards the warmth now. So whatever that's going to mean for you, maybe you're coming out of the cold, you're coming out of a sense of keeping yourself in the cold, or walking away from a situation or some people who kind of made you feel cold somehow. It's like you're moving towards the warmth. I'm also getting an A name, AL name. For someone very specific, you could have already had some sort of, I'm hearing, a rare opportunity recently, maybe through like a message or an email, or an opportunity in work maybe, or it could be a friendship or love for others of you, but it may have been recently for someone. I'm seeing palm trees. Someone could live somewhere where there's palm trees, or you've received an offer to move somewhere in the general location of somewhere with palm trees. Someone could be drinking coffee right now. And I keep saying that, you know it's time. So it feels like that's the biggest confirmation for someone. And that's going to click personally for you. You know it's time. Someone could have bought a lot of new clothes recently, or you decided to like donate or to get rid of old clothes and like replace it with new clothes. I'm hearing marketing. Someone could be in the field of marketing. I'm hearing the name Susan. Yeah, no more hot and cold. There's something about hot and cold. Yeah, definitely someone could have decided to really get rid of old things somehow and replacing it with new. Feels like that also could be metaphorically, but there's definitely a flushing out of the old and an in with the new. Someone here could have a horse. You could either have a horse, you could have a profile picture with a horse, or you've spent time with your horse or a horse recently. And also someone may have been watching the sunset or the sunrise, maybe just sitting there and taking it all in. So I'm going to read from this card here. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and the seasons when to come and to go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's a part of you that It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated, as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. And the prompt here, the journal prompt, is how can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? And then I'm going to read this one. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What would you like to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right in. So that confirms nicely. And then the journal prompt for this is, what would you most like to experience? So yeah, I think I'll leave it here. I hope that this could find who it was meant for. If you did enjoy it, if you resonate with this, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will talk to you all in the next reading. Don't forget to check out our Patreon community for extra exclusive readings, and I will talk to you in the next reading. Take care and lots of love.